Hello guys, good morning. Thank you for joining us again today. Okay, if you're a returning subscriber, you're highly welcome. And if this is your first time on this channel, you're highly welcome. Kindly click the subscribe button, like and share this video. So today we are going to talk about Kwara State Polytechnic. Without wasting much of our time, let's get started. Kwara State Polytechnic is ranking 16,415 best institution in the world and 16 best polytechnic in Nigeria. Kwara State Polytechnic is located in Ilorin, Kwara State. It is divided into two. We have the main campus and the mini campus, which is IoT. So, depending on your course of study, that determines which of the Kwara State Polytechnic you are going to. If you're an engineering student, whether mechanical engineering, civil, electrical, you are supposed to resume to IoT. And if you're not an engineering student, you're supposed to resume to the main campus. If you're coming from Abuja, Mina, if you're a general student, not an engineering student, you are supposed to drop at Polygate. But if you're an engineering student, the driver will definitely drop you at Maraba. So from Maraba, take either a taxi or a bike. Tell them you are going to general. Tell them you are dropping at IoT or Kwara State Polytechnic, the one at general IoT. Now, if you are coming from Lagos, your last bus stop will be general. So just take a bike that you're going to IoT, the bike will drop in front of the school gates. Or if you're an engineering student, from the school gates, it's trackable. You can track to your department. You ask people around, sorry, where is the mechanical engineering department? All your registration will be done in your department. But if you are non-engineering students, you are meant to be at where? The main campus. From the gate, you can take Mariwa to the school. So the Mariwa have a section where they drop, and from there you can ask the student where the admin is, where you start your registration. Kwara State Polytechnic sells two forms, either part-time form or full-time form. Part-time is 3 years and full-time is 2 years course. Sometimes you might apply for full-time and you might be given admission on part-time. You have the choice to either accept it or not. If you're an evening student, which is part-time, your classes will be in the evening, not in the morning. Kwara State Polytechnic forms between 2,000 to 5,000 and always offers post-UME. It is done in a cafe. If you're an ND candidate, you have to have a minimum of 150 in your JAMB and you must have your 5 main subjects, including English and math. Even if you are applying for part-time, you also require JAMB registration, because it's just the same way as if you are applying for full-time. You're a candidate for HND program, you are supposed to have minimum of lower credits. You have to pick Kwara State Polytechnic either as your first choice or your second choice. If you want to register for post-UME, just go to the school website. I'm going to drop the link in the description box, okay? If you've been offered provisional admission, the first thing is to log into their portal and accept the admission by paying a sum of 10,000. If you are not satisfied with the admission you have offered, you can decline by not paying this acceptance. Kwara State Polytechnic school fees is 51,500 naira for ND students, and for HND 57,000 naira as at 2022/2023 academic section. Kwara State Polytechnic has hostel, very nice accommodation. The hostel fee is also lesser compared to having an accommodation outside. I will advise a fresher, especially ND candidates, to stay in the hostel first in their year one, because you're also trying to get familiar with the environment, you're trying to get familiar with the lecturing pattern. But if you're an HND student, obviously you've done your handiwork. I believe you are mature enough to make a decision for yourself. You do not really have much facilities. I'm going to say, based on my knowledge from IoT, like IoT, we don't really have laboratories. But seriously speaking, when it comes to civil, there wasn't labs like structural labs and soil lab, water lab, concrete lab. I think the same thing applied to main campus, though other departments might have laboratory like SLT, they have their lab, but you cannot still compare the functionality of their labs to those of some schools like some federal, do more of theoretical aspects than practical aspects. Kwara State Polytechnic has a lot of old lecturers and also new lecturers. And the old lecturers always impart knowledge into you. They do give handouts, they drop handouts with your rep and then you photocopy from your rep. Sometimes handout carried some mark in Kwara State Polytechnic because sometimes the lecturer can ask for the names of each student that bought the material and award them sometimes 10 marks. So ensure you always get your material, ensure you write your mat number, and ensure you sign anytime you pay for any material. And be very close to your class rep because your class rep has a lot of informations that you will need and that will help you. My advice to ND aspirants is that when you get to school, don't be too eager to make friends. Take your time, study the people around you before you can call them friends. You ensure you read constantly and ensure you read all the time. Try as much as possible to get past questions. Get about 7 to 6 years past questions. You can get the past questions from churches if you're a Christian, from mosque if you're a Muslim. Yes, it's a school that is very religious. I would advise that once you are going to school, please dress like a student that is going to school. There are people that have been assigned to check your dress. Imagine you leaving your home and then they tell you that when you go back house, go change. It will not be fun. The water in Kwara State Polytechnic are very okay. It won't give you anybody reactions, and food is very cheap. I will always advise students, don't be too concentrated on buying food around the school environment. Things around the school environment is very expensive. Try as much as possible to go to market. You don't need to even worry about clothes. When you get to post office, under bridge, you will see plenty people over there selling clothes, trousers 3,500, 2,000, sometimes 500, 1,000. Don't worry yourself about getting some things around the school environment. Always try as much as possible to get things from the market. Though from previous antecedents, they always say Kwara Polytechnic has courses, they have much courses. Yeah, there might be, but it's not as it used to be before. Kwara State Polytechnic really tried. They bring down those activities. They are not transparent with their exam and their grading system. They don't show you your first semester performance. You don't see your second semester performance. What you see is the aggregate of both first semester and second semester, which is what CGP. In your last section, you will not see your first semester and second semester's result. What you will see is the aggregate of the first semesters. The standard of education is okay. I wish you all best of luck in your admission and in your stay in Kwara State and also in Kwara State Polytechnic. If you've listened to me to this point and you've not subscribed to my channel, haba now, please click the subscribe button, like and share. If you have more things to add or you have questions to ask, please drop your questions, your comments in the comment section. I will gladly read them and I will gladly respond to all your questions. If you want to share insights about your school with me, please follow me on TikTok or follow me via Instagram. Thank you guys for joining me on this station. I don't know if there is anything else I'm missing out that I've not given details about, but I can assure you that you are in the best community environment to hear more reviews. Thank you. Bye.